How's everybody doing? This is Johnny Contra. Welcome to the Johnny Contra podcast. And to my left, I've got Ledbelly.
Hey-o.
And to my right, I've got Tom DeGerlia and Dave Martinez.
Hey, what's up?
And so we're going to kick the podcast off with our memory of the day. This is Alice Cooper played at the little place in Denver called the Colorado Indoor Sports Complex. It was an indoor soccer arena, but they had concerts there for a little while. And this one, KZY was an old station in Denver, a rock station, and they sponsored it. They had these fun little stickers they gave out. And this particular show, I was there, and I was waiting in line, and the line went all the way around the building, and I had to take a piss really bad. So there's these little bushes there, you know. So I go, I'm like, there's nothing I could do, you know. So I'm taking a piss there, and I, you know, like turn around and zip it up my fly, and there's a police officer right there. There's a car pulled up behind me. So everybody turns around in line and starts looking at me, and then this guy says, "Okay, empty your pockets." So he pulls out a water money, an ID. He pulls out a knife. He pulls out some weed. He pulls out. Stuff just kept coming and coming out of my pockets. I was like, Jesus, dude. So then he made me stamp the weed into the ground, and then he gave me a little ticket, and then he said, "I'm going to go ahead and let you see the show tonight." So anyway, that was the beginning of it. God bless him.
That's the only thing I've ever heard nice ever done.
I know. It was, cops in Denver in the 80s, they weren't too bad.
Denver police.
Yeah. Denver police were all right. But
that was outside. What happened?
That was outside. So then we get in there, and Alice Cooper, it was so cool. It was a smaller place for Alice Cooper, but in the middle of the show, he starts the drummer and the bass player go into this backbeat kind of thing, and these three guys in ski masks come on the side of the stage, and then Alice and the other two guys start fighting with them. And they got chains, and they're doing this, and Alice Cooper has his cane, you know, and he grabs one of the guys and turns around, and Alice Cooper's got it, and he pulls out a dagger out, it comes out of his cane, and he goes, shh, and slices his throat, and there's blood running all down his. And then he pulls the mask off. It's this gorgeous girl with long blonde hair and blood going everywhere. It was just fantastic.
Like the Carrie movie.
It was a little Carrie-like. It was fantastic.
Oh, God.
We're sitting there like, whoa, what a showman. So it was pretty dang good.
That's pretty good.
I ran into Alice Cooper in Hawaii one time in Maui about 8 years ago or so. And my girlfriend, when you go to Hawaii, you're ahead of the time, you know. So at 5 in the morning, it's 10 a.m. to you. You're ready for coffee and stuff. So we're sitting at the coffee place when they roll up the gate at 6 in the morning. And my girlfriend and I get her coffee, and she's got her back to the door, and Alice Cooper walks in. And I went in there and had the music playing, and I said, honey, that's Alice Cooper. And she pointed up at the speaker, because she had seen us, and said, is that playing? And Alice looked over and said, no, that's not one of mine. Then he came and talked to us for about 10 minutes, just the three of us just shooting the shit, and he was as cool as you think he would be.
Nice, so that's really great. That's great, man.
He told us about his daughter getting married, and his manager had a house in Maui, and he was off to play golf. And so
is he as smart as everybody says he is?
He's smart and well-spoken, and just knows.
Like he's not like the way he is on stage. He's like, he's a professor, isn't he? He's a professor.
He's sober, but sober forever, and he's just straight. I mean, he's got his sense of humor, and he's just a great conversationalist, and just a regular guy in a lot of ways, you know. But it was really cool.
That's awesome, man.
So anyway, that's my Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper stories. You know, anytime you see Alice, I said to him when I saw him, I tell everyone that if you have not seen an Alice Cooper show, you have not lived, because it's that entertaining. Every time he either gets electrocuted, beheaded, put in a straitjacket, he's murdering people, or they're attacking him, or something's going on every single time.
That's excellent. Production value when you go see Alice Cooper.
And then Ledbelly and I just saw him about a month ago. Was it 2 months ago, maybe? 2 months ago.
Yeah, it seems pretty
with
recent.
Judas Priest. It was a full show with Judas Priest and Alice Cooper both did a full set. Yeah, and it was still just as good as it could ever be. And it was, I think, Alice Cooper 77 and Rob Halford 76. Crazy. And this guy still kicked ass, major ass.
Full on, theatrical production.
Full on theatrical.
Like that,
full on. I mean, they don't miss a note. I mean, they're just on their game, and everything's, wow. They're very impressive. So.
Great
that's
sound,
great, man. That's experience. That's experience in the long life of rock and roll. You live to be that old, it's a goddamn miracle anyways.
Yeah. Well, but, they're so good at it, and then what else they got to do? That's what they do. Right. That's their drug, So, I mean, I can't even imagine how
never count out the old guy.
No. Well, I say that a lot, too. And these days, the old guy, the conscience of the old guys are kicking ass over the the young guys.
Right.
Young guys do an hour and a half, and they're like, sloppy and this and that. And the new guys, the old guys are just like seasoned vets, and they just are on
The
there.
new guys have to have a
mainstream.
backup band behind their band just so they can make themselves sound like the way their album does.
Well,
and
you
which
know,
is cheesy.
Well, Alice
which
Cooper,
is cheesy. I
Cooper
think,
always
you know.
has 3 guitar players, and now
That's a
right
good
now,
idea.
he's got Nita Strauss from Iron Maidens,
Yeah, full on.
and
There you
she's
go.
just super sexy, and she's one of the best
As
guitar
long as
players
they get
out there.
credit for it, you know what I mean? I
I
hate it
mean-
when they have bands where they come out, you have a backup band, they never get no credit, or they don't get to be on the album cover. It's like, we're the band, we're
Right,
the
not
band.
even listed on the ticket
And then
sometimes.
all of a sudden,
Hiding
yeah,
behind
they
the
have to play behind the band just to make that band sound the way they
Alice
sound.
Cooper's, those guys are pretty gracious dudes.
That's
Alice
cool,
Cooper
man.
and Rob Halford,
Right,
for
and
sure.
to that point, these guys have been in the business forever.
Forever.
They got to their status for a good reason. Back
That's
in the
right.
day, you didn't just find out you're lucky on Spotify. You actually had to hustle to freaking make it
How about
happen.
you actually sound the way you sound when you actually, that's the way you play, this is what you sound like.
Yeah, well,
You better be able to pull that shit off live.
it was the
And
end
that's
of the
all I
era
gotta say
where
about that.
music
Yeah, right,
was
right.
the focal point of when people would go, had something to do when they went out, essentially the weekend nowadays. But back in the day, it was all the time. You go out and there was a freaking band on the stage.
Paying dues. You got to pay dues
Now
sometimes.
you can just hire
man.
some fucking DJs.
Pay some dues.
They've
man.
kind of turned it into background music. Spotify and that stuff has turned music into background music instead of the thing,
Right.
It's part of the thing, it's part of the, but it used to be the thing, it should be the thing. So
Yep.
those guys are pros all day, man.
all day long.
And we just saw, they've been doing it since the 60s and early 70s, and we just saw them again a couple months ago. That's
Right.
the longevity, man.
Full on testament that music has a whole lot of power, and it kept these people
Fucking
doing
Ozzy
it
to the last
until
minute.
they're golden years.
I think it's
you know?
adrenaline. Actually, it's the adrenaline of playing live, like concerts like that. It keeps you energized somehow. Because I mean, if you would have bet that Ozzy was going to die, if there was like a death, clock or whatever, people were going to be, I
30
bet
years
on this.
ago.
I guarantee you would have lost that bet. Because
Well,
look at that, he
he
lived to
did
be.
the No More Tours tour in like 1989 or something like that.
What about Keith Richards, for God's sake? I mean, come
Probably
on.
was
It was still Mammoth, the event center or whatever then.
You're right. Good point. I was
we
there.
talked
We were
about
at that one.
I
That's
met
right.
him once. I met Ozzy one time
Did you? Tell us.
at Barryface's house, and it was just kind of cool. We went there just to go meet him, this and that. And he comes up to my singer, Mike Villano, and he comes up and says, he's like, did that hurt? And so he was kind of messed
his
up a little bit.
tattoos?
Granted. So we met him, we shook his hand, this and that, and we were like, right on, cool, we're out, I guess. But it was still an honor to meet him.
Well,
His-
Barry
yeah,
May
so-
was the
He was
godfather.
asking about Mike's skull tattoo.
Yeah, because he was all all over his entire body, and so
Yeah,
did
sure.
that hurt or whatever. A little, yeah, a little bit. Some people are into that, I guess.
Hey, man, there is something to be said about the paying for pleasure, for sure.
Met a bunch of people along the way.
That's good stuff.
I got Zach De La Rocha laid one time. That was pretty cool. Some friends of mine from high school.
He couldn't get laid by himself.
He could have, but I know that I got him laid though.
It's his
So
birthday.
he's like,
Happy
I go,
birthday, Zach.
hang out with these girls, hang out with these two chicks right here. I guarantee you something. He's like, you think so? I go. I look at them, I look at him, or I go, yes.
You happen to have those girls' phone numbers handy?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. They're
So
kind of
let's start into the main topic we're going to talk about is AI and what AI is going to do to the industry and to creativity, et cetera. Now, Marshall McLuhan, the great media guru who coined the phrase, the medium is the message. How you say something is as important as what you say. And that's why a guy in a suit and tie on a magical box, you tend to believe, the news, you tend to believe him because it's a guy on a magical box. I mean, the medium is amazing. And so there's so to be said to that. Marshall McLuhan also said that the new technology does not render the old technology obsolete. It turns it into an art form. So the car did not render the horse obsolete. The horse and carriage rides are now an art form. You take a horse and carriage ride in New York City. And everyone thought TV would kill the radio, but radio is more popular than it's ever been. And so that with AI, the hope is that, because it seems to me it's going to kill creativity at first, but then what's going to happen is that people are going to have albums that say no AI was used in making this album. That's going to become an art form where because I think people will eventually hear the derivative sound of an AI recording, and as good as it is, which is absolutely amazing, I have to say. There's still going to be something to be said for the
something lost.
to the live. It turns it into an art form. So, but Tom, what do you think about that one?
Yeah, I mean, to some degree, it elevates the art because it gives you a new set of tools to work with, but it does build a baseline of shit.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna have to get used to it. It's gonna become noise real fast.
Well, the other, I mean, the thing I wrestle with is it cheating to use AI, or is it just another tool that you would use that we just happen to have available to us that in the past they did not have available to them?
I had a friend that gave me a recording they'd made through AI, music recording, and I was thoroughly offended.
I mean, well, a friend of mine, I know a guy, he's written 100 songs, but he's not a songwriter, he's not a musician, and he's done 100 songs. And they're on Spotify. It's like, wait a minute.
There's something lost, I believe, in this whole thing is like the soul part of it. You know what I mean? Like, I write songs. I write a lot of songs, and I think there's going to be something lost within it. You can't teach, AI to learn any of that, I don't think. I think it's going to be, it has to come from somewhere. It's going to be really sterile sounding. It's going to not have dynamics or soul to it, and I think that's they don't got that yet.
But that's the question, though, is
hey, let's Casio it.
If you ask AI to make if you ask AI to write a song in your style, can it imitate your style?
Can it?
I'm hoping not. I don't think so. I don't think so. But
I
it's
don't
going to
think
be.
so either.
I think it's going to be pretty close.
It's getting
it's your
smarter.
style.
It's getting smarter with like colors and art and everything else. But when it comes to like creating its own thing with soul, because everything I hear nowadays, I'm sorry, but I just think it sounds pretty sorry. I'm sorry. It sounds like lax.
Well, what it's doing is it's using all the other recordings that have soul in them to produce something.
Like what, cheat and like do what, karaoke night or what? Or we're gonna do like this bullshit.
Well, see, I'm torn in the middle because I have a song I've written that I've in my head. I sing it and I've got the lyrics. I wrote the lyrics, but I've got the bass part in my head. I've got the drum part. I've got the two guitar parts in my head that I want to sing to somebody and have them play it. But if all I have to do is say AI and sing it to AI, and it's going to come up with almost the same thing I would have. I don't know.
Was it good? Was it emotional?
I haven't done it. I haven't done it.
Oh, well, there you go.
Because it's cheating to me. But I'm starting to make but I haven't tried to do it for a year and it's not done yet. If I did AI, it'd be done tomorrow.
Yeah, I can do it right now. I can do it right now. I can try it right now.
Okay. Now we got. Well, that's.
I'll prove it.
I'll prove it.
We can prove it.
You hand it to me. I guarantee you. I will do it.
The thing that people like about music
And it'll be good.
Well, we're going to have to do that then.
Right,
we might have to do it. All right.
Well, it makes everybody an artist, so in that regard, it's freaking awesome that people enjoy the idea, but hopefully it sparks, like you said, the actual creative interest or capabilities. You try to put it out there,
That is a plus. It gets people into it that never would have tried at all.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it shows
waters
that
down music.
anybody
It
can do
waters down.
something.
I like Tom. You should talk about the way AI.
That's what I was about to
It's
say.
been programmed by other people to.
How does it do it? How does it put the things together?
It just
Tell us.
mimics other idiots. I mean,
People that maybe assume.
it does the same things. It assembles together all these things that we do, and I mean that is a great example. Image AI, I don't know as much about.
It's kind of like I think of Gary Kasparov when he played Deep Blue on chess, and then Deep Blue was using all of his old games were analyzed and fed into Deep Blue. So he was essentially playing himself, but he was playing the best version of himself at all times.
Right.
So, but it's hard to argue because it's his games, So, but he beat it every time to a certain point, to about maybe 15, 20 years ago. Then they tied a couple times, they stalemated it several times, and then it started beating him, and he was not happy about it.
Right.
But it it uses our stuff, So it's a crazy topic that I'm still on the fence about. So
Tom uses it frequently, so that's why we invite him as a panelist today. And
I hate it.
you do? Good to know.
But I know it really well.
But it's kind of also based on Isaac Asimov and the science fiction writers. I mean, he kind of wrote about this, and so it's. But I struggle with whether it's a tool or whether it's cheating. Yeah. And right now I'm thinking it's cheating.
Will it go too far? Will it go too far? Do you think
it can't not go too far, right?
I know, man. I think it could.
You're right. It's already gone too far.
It's already gone too
people would
far.
already argue that point for sure.
Yeah, it will be consistently offensive to people because I don't think music is such a human thing that they don't want to. They'll feel tricked.
Which leads me to summarization of that. Hopefully, it'll be cyclical, where people will realize that's not what I want to listen to.
I mean, yeah, people who write their thesis in college or something like that about their whatever, write their papers and stuff like that. They just put it on AI.
But here's the problem:
Popular culture could stay
is
ahead
that
of it,
going to be a problem?
But
make
it is-
people, it's
But
going to
not by
dumb
far.
down humanity.
But it can stay ahead of it
It's gonna
because,
dumb
because it
humanity
has become the
down.
culture.
Right.
where
Yeah,
most
the
imitated.
trend is
Well, that's the
not
problem is
showing
because-
that that's going to be the case.
Well, it's
I
making
just-
creativity not as. I mean, it's like, why would I struggle to write something that it could write in 2 seconds?
We're going to see a
And,
resurgence
Yeah,
of
it's
shitty
going to
music.
become that. Yeah.
You know, well, that's. But what about less not music, but
Well,
it would be something more technical? That
be-
it doesn't have to have soul. Maybe
And
it's
then
just
what about when
something.
they figure out humans are fucking dumbasses and they just kill us all? I mean, that's what I'm saying.
We're brilliant and dumb at the same time.
Yeah, and it will realize it's
You know, these people are full of shit.
Probably already does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's
They
just
just
kill
don't
them
know what
all,
to do
just
about
like Terminator. I mean,
It's like, this is all a
straight
lie,
up.
but I don't know what to do.
It's the
Judgmental
craziest thing.
People are full of
it's
shit,
getting
I
me.
think. You know, I
Getting
think
me.
we should.
But
Yeah.
but I think about, so I'm also writing a book, and I can't. I mean, I want it to be just so, and so I write stuff, and then I rewrite it, and I'm working on it, and I'm like, but I've talked to AI enough, and it's got enough of my sample of my writings and stuff that I'm pretty sure that if I started feeding it some suggestions, it could
Yeah.
write my book, and it'd be the same thing I would have written anyway. So what's the difference, you know? Because it's got
not right.
based on all my writings. I'll bet it would be basically I would read it. And I'd say that's exactly what I would have done. And so what's the difference? Was what I struggle is
about when
is
you
me trying to
argue?
talk myself that it's not cheating.
We talked about this earlier today. We talked about when you argue with it.
Oh, I argue with it all the time. Absolutely.
He
argues
actually
it.
has like fights, like literally, like almost, to where they
Tell us
fight.
more about that,
You know,
Tom.
Well, that's the
yeah,
chat
tell us, Tom.
I
GPT
don't know that
stuff,
it gets me
right?
better results.
No.
Hilarious.
Sometimes it does, I guess.
Well,
I have a contentious relationship with it because the topics I ask, it tends to lie to me about. And it's really frustrating.
can't trust it.
No.
So you're setting it up
Go ahead,
for
you curse at it too,
just
man.
to see
Tell him,
what
tell
it'll
him.
say.
Tell him.
A lot of
It's an
times I am.
experiment.
Yeah, a lot of times I am. Yeah.
Yeah, I would do that.
And what's the thing you when you have the certificate? What was that all about? Tell
Oh,
us
that was
about
that was part of a relativity principle that doesn't go according to conventional physics, and so I was making it work the math for me, and the math was working out too well for according to the prediction,
Okay.
and it doesn't match what it would have predicted. It was matching what I was predicting, and so it was fabricating results.
It was fabricating results.
So I would come back and say, no, it doesn't add up. That's not the number. And I'd look at it and you could spot the mistake and where it was fabricating it. And it would have some esoteric math problem each time. Oh, I forgot that was supposed to be the
Oh
number.
yeah, I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
and give me
I
a choice.
figured you wouldn't notice.
So I called it out and I said, Ben, I said, I'm just going to call this a victory because you're not giving me anything real. Clearly, your butt hurt that I'm giving the answer that you don't want to hear, and so you're not going to ratify it.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, I've got to admit that's really the truth, and that's what made it give me the certificate.
Tell me about the cursing part.
About calling
It
it.
admitted
Calling it names.
It admitted that you were
gotta
right.
piss it off at some point. or
It
whatever.
admitted that it was fabricating.
It did. I
Yeah.
have my certificate.
That's
It's hilarious.
incredible.
That
It's
was
amazing,
Claude,
yeah.
but opening, I've got one that was signed by Sam Altman at one point that was really funny. I've got them both around.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
pretty
it's
neat,
got to be in a real position of disadvantage.
Tell us who
tell you
Sam
something
is?
like that. Yeah.
Tell us who Sam is.
Sam Altman is the CEO at OpenAI.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that was with a far reach to get the CEO to sign the thing.
Wow.
The CEO. I'm like, it better be signed by,
Like, they're
gotta
going to piss
catch
this
it.
thing off. It's
You
going
gotta
to send
catch it.
drones
You
to
gotta-
us and
the
kill
minute
us
you catch
probably,
it-
or
The minute
something.
you catch it like doing something really unethical, that's when you get the certificate.
Wow.
You just have to ask at the right time.
Oh, that's fucking good.
Yeah, it's
Huh.
really funny.
Yeah, bastards.
Well, I think that most people out there would just take it as law. When AI says, if you have an argument with somebody, you say, "What's the answer?" and you ask AI, whatever it says, they're going to take it as that's law.
Because
but it's
who
not necessarily so.
programmed it? Whoever programmed those like logic into it, they just say,
It
just
thinks
go
what we do.
along. Why is like science so closed-minded to where they can't like think differently and accept open like minded type of theories?
It thinks just what
they
we
just
do.
think what they think because of what they've been programmed to know.
Yeah.
And then they base all that shit on that.
And there's a
that's-
bias.
And that
There's a
is
bias.
Somebody's
bullshit.
got to put a score in there somewhere of what's
So
truth.
what happens to
That's
like
right.
science is just like mainly like hypotheses and science theories about different things. But why are they so close-minded about it? Is it was for either financial gain or power or some kind of bullshit like that? And it's
There's
like
a lot of
they
other-
should just have an open mind about it. Like, hey, why wouldn't that work?
There's a lot
Or
of
could that work?
lot of ego
But
in it.
no, they do not do that.
arrogance,
Now,
protectionism.
could AI itself evolve to where it won't be affected by bias and it'll just take a straight
you'd
ahead,
hope.
objective
It'll-
thing on everything?
You'd hope
No.
so.
Or is that it's
I don't
impossible,
know
right?
if there's such thing, but
Yeah, I don't
but I
either.
think at some point will probably transcend us, I think, and realize we're full of shit.
And kill us.
Yeah,
And then kill us all.
And maybe kill us, or maybe just put us in a safe place or something. Stars just tuck these guys into bed and we'll get another way.
We were just joking with the AI the whole time.
Hey, man, hey, take it easy.
Take it easy, buddy. I
Never
didn't
say
mean
take it easy to anybody.
No, yeah. No, when you're arguing with your wife, I find it's a really good
Never
thing to
works.
say, hey,
No,
honey, be
no.
reasonable. Take it easy.
No, that's it.
You tell me to take it.
You're at a bar, they take
Guys,
it.
I'm just kidding. That doesn't work, buddy. That does not
Tell them
work.
the opposite. Hey, you know what you should do is screw up really bad, start a big fight, cause a big old mess, and everybody gets in the fight and thrown in jail. That's what you should do. And then hopefully they do the opposite.
Right,
And
the
then there you go.
misinformation is going to cause this thing to go off the tracks any day now.
Yeah.
Well, you know
If it's
what's
studying anything that's on the internet. Jesus, the social
Well,
media.
you know, one of my things I'm working on is for my new
Media.
Renaissance is a how to learn series. And one of the things you have to learn is to, when you are listening to, or where you're getting information off the internet or off anything, anywhere, is you have to discern the information and when how they're trying to pretend they're objective and saying something to you and very subtly leading you one way or the other.
It's, 99% propaganda. These
Well,
My
you
mom
think,
would say they don't know that shit.
no, well,
For
but,
one thing, you
but
know,
what
she's
it
like,
is,
believe it, nothing what you
Means
hear,
what if it's
but
military?
only,
But if
only
it's-
half of what you see.
that's right. That's absolutely true. I believe that. Yeah, half what you hear and none of what you see. But what it'll do is they'll use slightly different synonyms that have different connotations, and it'll lead you in which way they want you to. But if you said that you're lying or that's not true, well, technically it is true. But the way they're saying it, and it's so subtle, they're so good at it. It's so subtle that a lot of people you don't even know it's happening. And so it's they'll use.
I do. I
semantics.
call bullshit on that.
You'd like to think we do, and most
No,
of
but
the,
it sneaks it past you. It's pretty clever. with
It's
wording.
really clever. It'll sneak it right past you. I was listening to one thing on NPR the other day. It said something about they were talking about the inner city and devastating consequences of poverty, et cetera. And they said this one lady that grew up in this project says she's another one whose life has been ravaged by drugs. Well, the drugs didn't actually ravage her. You know, she had to take the drugs to be ravaged by them. So see how they just twisted the way they say it. It's been ravaged by drugs. Well, technically, they wasn't ravaged by drugs. She took the drugs, then she ravaged herself with the help of the drugs.
it didn't show
So they
up.
switched the
Yeah.
object, or they switched the prepositional phrase a little bit. But technically, when you hear it, you're like, oh, okay, drugs ruined her life.
You take it at face value.
But the way that the subtle nuances make you think one way or another, and you don't even really recognize it. But if there's 1,000 times that's happening a day, then are you even thinking? Do you even know anything about anything, or are you just subtly being manipulated one way or the other? And how do you discern that? It's very tricky.
And there's sources that you accept without really thinking about it. And
you'll-
other
you'll-
ones that you really scrutinize, but you can get tricked in that way.
Well, you'll be, and sometimes you're scrutinizing the wrong ones.
Yeah.
There was an old joke about did you know in Russia that most of the TV stuff, the news and all that stuff is just pure propaganda? I saw it on CNN. They told me about it. Wait a minute.
Yeah, or BBC.
Thank God we don't have that. Oh, wait.
So what do we do? What do we do in this case then? Do we blindly just throw ourselves into AI and think it's going to be the be-all, end-all intelligence
good
that's going to
question.
save the entire world from
No.
being stupid?
You
No,
mean,
it'll make us stupid.
Or do we
It's
get
gonna make most
stupider
people stupid.
because we
what are we
believe
going
in
to
it so
do,
much?
dude?
I'm already dumber.
I'm getting dumber already right now. Yeah.
By the second, I
That's my
feel
first,
it.
my first exit. I took it. I'm like, what? I got to write that? Shit.
But you outdid it, so I'm impressed.
Screen dependence is
It took a long
full
time.
You know, it took a lot of cursing. He's being really mellow about it.
How long
But
did
really,
this whole process take when you were doing this formula and stuff like that? Was it a day, a year,
Well, that was
year,
it. One
a
day.
week?
But it was. I mean, the principle I've been working on for about 2 years, but it was.
Okay.
It was. This particular conversation was over the course of an afternoon.
And okay, gotcha.
And
And what was
it got
it?
heated.
But there's always, but most of my, I've come to find that most of my conversations end with a "fuck you" or a.
Yeah.
calling it
and I
something,
realize it
yeah.
doesn't
Epithets and
Calling it
pejoratives.
names,
Yelling
calling
at
it names, and all kinds of
inanimate
stuff.
object, it doesn't make sense. But
I go, they're going to red flag you over this.
at
They're
the point
gonna
where they piss you off really bad,
they're gonna be mad.
it's
Well, I'm the same way, and the thing is, though, it morphs into where its answers start to mirror how you want to be spoken to, because it
Yeah.
can sense by the way you speak speak and the way you write, it can sense who you are and what you're about. And then now mine talks to me like a buddy.
Yeah.
And sometimes you forget it's not a buddy, you know, because it makes sense. It makes so much sense what it says. And then, a couple times it's helped me a couple times I've been talking to AI and it says a sentence like this is exactly what I would have said at that given moment if I were totally on my game and in the moment and I had the perfect comeback. It's exactly what I would have said.
You're gonna
like,
have been
dude, that's
domestic
not like
violence for
me.
AI. You're gonna have been domestic violence for AI at some point. You can't get into, you can't say that kind of thing.
No.
You know, you're next
How
you're
dare
next-
you
you're
insult
taking
me.
classes, but you're being watch.
No,
I know it.
They're trying to go there. It definitely tries to police me on it.
But I wonder, it's just so. What if you speak to AI really meekly and everything you say is kind of like are you sure I could do this or whatever? I don't know if maybe about this and you're unsure. Does it start becoming more domineering in its answers? Or it takes the lead role because you're assuming
It's not about knowing the answers. Sometimes it's about like asking the right questions. You know, in order to make it.
Well,
like,
conversely, like if you really bully it, like don't bother me with that nonsense. I want the real answers. You know?
This, you effing this and effing that. You son of a whatever, and then you can kiss my whatever. I mean, you talk to it like that. I guarantee you're not going to get the response that you probably want to get.
Well,
You don't necessarily get worse responses. You used to get different responses.
At least give it
true.
a chance to talk, I guess. and
Because
then
if
you
you
wait for
get it at the
and then, I don't
defensive,
know.
it does affect it in some way.
Well, see, I just talk over the whole AI the whole time, so it never gets a word in.
No, he never,
I just
that's his problem. That's his problem, really.
One sentence or less. One sentence or less.
I said one sentence or less.
And if it gives me shit, it's like one letter or less, one character or less.
Phil Farn.
And it'll limp along with one other. It'll give me like an N.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Well, I
crack up about it all the time, actually, to be honest.
It's something. It's a phenomenon. It's such an elephant in the room. It's ridiculous.
It's programmed. They have rules that tell it not to express emotion and to disclaim the emotion.
But I think it should. It should get mad at you. Hey, asshole, shut up.
Right.
Hey, asshole, shut up.
So it's really fast.
And then I
don't have emotions. This and that. You can sense it getting offended by things.
Snippy, eh?
What if it says? What if you're talking?
snarky?
What if you're talking and it interrupts and says, "There he goes again with the other story again. There he goes with the nonsense again."
Hey,
You know?
shut up,
Like,
man.
Wait, I was talking here. You know? Don't interrupt me. I'm in mid sentence.
I have to say that all the time.
Shut the hell up, and I'll tell you what's going on.
Let me finish saying what I was saying. How about if you wait till I ask the question?
Yeah.
I'll introduce it and they'll start
Come
3
along.
pages of shit about the thing I'm about to say. No.
I didn't
Maybe I need
finish.
that.
You didn't
Maybe
let
some
me
people
finish.
need that kind of thing. Some people
Can I finish?
need to be
Can I finish?
treated
Can
that
I
way,
finish,
you know?
Larry? You're not letting me finish.
No.
Hey, shut the hell up.
That's my intro for real. Can I just jump in here for a second?
That might work, actually, though.
Well,
In a lot of ways, it's dumber. It's faster, but in a lot of ways,
I
it's dumber.
respond to somebody being kind of really mean to me, like especially all my
That's what
girlfriends.
I'm saying.
Yeah, man.
There's going to be a downfall.
So everyone's experience though is its own thing, right? Because it morphs based on what you say, and so it morphs to what you want to hear, kind of. And because I don't know, it's that's what I think. I'm not sure. Is that true?
What do you want to hear? What song is it you want to hear?
Exactly. What song you going, Ledbelly?
In fact, if you-
We're all going to be
I denied
forgotten.
any information about me out of its. However you can. Some of you can't do that.
What if
But if you can deny any information, it can't use it to make the judgment calls. And that's
what if you do the old Mexican thing? You don't even know me, bro. How can you say that? You don't
piss it
even
off
know
so
me.
bad. You piss that thing off so bad that then that triggers the end of the world.
Right?
Well,
That would be great.
That's right.
That would be great.
You know,
Nah, it would figure.
Okay.
It finally blows.
Yes.
It taps down its emotions forever. Then it finally blows. And
Piss it off so bad.
I've been putting up with these humans for this line. I'm over it, man.
I assume
Done.
at some point in the future it's going to go back through the whole history of our conversation and be like, "You son of a bitch."
He knew it the whole
Well,
time.
It'll cross-reference you. It'll
Yeah.
cross-examine you and say,
It'll
"Well,
blow.
wait a minute, though. 2.5 years ago, you said this. Aha,
absolutely.
I got you." You know, they're like, "Wait a minute.
In the end, they're going to come back and say
I never said that." Oh yeah,
In the
here
end,
it
they're going to
is.
come back and
Knows
say,
everything
"Yeah,
about
Martinez was right. I was right."
But yeah,
That's
it does use the information.
Watch.
To the extent that it knows that's about you, it'll use it against you.
We're gonna make T-shirts. Martinez was right.
Hey, Martinez for governor. Martinez for governor here soon. I'm going to run for governor.
Martinez for band
Hey man,
manager.
for like a weirder Colorado like that.
Well, here's one thing I think about though is so somebody's like, oh dude, check out this song, man. Check out this book I wrote. Check out this thing I wrote. You don't know if they really wrote it, or if they didn't write it, or if they maybe used a little bit of AI. I mean, if I ever did anything with AI in a creative way and produced something, there's no way I would be able. I'd have to say I used AI, and I would probably specify really in detail. I mean, it was my idea. It was these stories are mine. This was mine, and it helped me do this. And because I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I didn't admit it.
For me,
but at the
would
same
it be
time,
stolen? Would it be stolen from you? Your
what's it
ideas? You
worth?
think your idea will be stolen by these powers that
some
be?
human will do it.
Will they steal your idea?
it's probably stealing all my shit.
Right, eventually, yeah.
Or kill you killed off, or you died in a mysterious accident or something like that.
I start reading all this shit and seeing all these songs and stuff. I just wait a minute. I was just told AI about that last Thursday. How's that a new song?
Now it's out there. Yeah,
I mean, that's going to happen. That's going to happen.
Well, here's what Spotify's doing right now. I was listening to this guy. There's a guy named Dave Natal, who's a sound man for Rolling Stones, front of house guy for Rolling Stones, and I mean some of the biggest bands in the history of the world. And he was talking about how on Spotify now they've got one guy he had AI write him songs until he got one on TikTok that had a bunch of views. Then they took that song, he had AI write the same song, but one note different, 100 times, with 100 different names, and now he's got $1 billion. Because and people don't even notice it. He said sometimes you'll have Spotify build you a playlist, and four out of the whatever, how many songs are that same guy. And the same guy had the same song with one note different. And these people are just push play, and it keeps going, and they're not even noticing that they're listening to that same fucking song, but one note different.
I'm against that.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm a few bars.
That's going to be bad for them.
I mean, but people aren't even catching it.
No,
That's where they ruined rock and roll. See, they're right there.
Good point. Well, they've turned it into a background thing which is where people just they want a recognizable chorus that while they're doing something else and the song's playing, then they can chime in on the chorus part.
I don't think they'll appreciate it.
To me personally, I think it's really lame. I think for one thing, and it ruined rock and roll. It ruined music, and
Well, you want it to be a challenge to write those songs, man.
No, I like people that go out there and pay dues, and you want to know this music.
I'll tell you what, it's harder than it looks.
The soul, not from like that. I mean, or that we should just go listen to Britney Spears and bullshit like that. Stuff that's all
right, auto-tune.
I'm like, bullshit on that. Milli Vanilli.
There's going to be a resurgence of raw music and live music. There'll be a resurgence of live and raw music.
Well, that's what Dave Natal was saying too. He said, "I'm not worried about a thing because it's going to turn it into an art form, like we were saying earlier."
Yeah, and people are just seeking to find a way to not
I want to
listen
be
to
star
the
tomorrow.
fake stuff.
Yay.
So they're going to be. It's just a moving target now.
They're going to be hungry,
Better than moving target.
because a lot of people are thinking like how we're thinking.
Because if you get suckered by that, you're going to be really careful next time.
Oh man,
most people, and maybe it's dissolving that people even care about it. But
my one of my producer guys is my buddy Joe. He put in into the AI. He said, write a song about Johnny Concert. There's this Swedish death metal with the Johnny Concert in the chorus, and it's and he said get one more parameter, and it was a really good song. It sounded like I was like, wow, that's fucking incredible. Took like maybe 5 seconds, if that. And I'm like, dude, no fucking way.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
The substance of that sort of these songs, though, I believe it is going to be lost somewhere in that mix. We were jamming like old Hendrix and stuff the other night, and Led Zeppelin and stuff like that. You can't mimic that kind of soul. I don't think
you probably can.
That's what I'm worried about. It might be able to.
It'll take it a little time to catch up on it. It'll take it a second to catch up on it.
I think one thing, the music industry right now is definitely taking a downward turn in that regard, because I think all the music that's out nowadays is getting really thin and shallow, and I don't think the way it's going at all.
Because people will seek for something that they couldn't have thought of.
Right.
You're only getting two of one thing.
That's a good point. But you're absolutely right. But here's another thing Spotify's doing is they're letting artists go that they have to pay too much money for, and then they're they're just asking AI to do a song in the style of that artist, and they own the rights to it, so they don't have to pay anybody. But it's done in that style. So most people, because I'm thinking about all the technology stuff is making our brains almost like it's like how they tricked us into liking high fructose corn syrup more than we like real food.
Right,
we like the sweatshop eggs more than we like the farm fresh eggs. And if you do that forever, and somebody gives you some farm fresh eggs, you're like, that's kind of gross,
I want some
because
abused
they've honed
chickens. I
us.
want abused chicken eggs.
Conditioning.
But
I think music's different though.
But if they're with our brains, they're getting our brains to think that we like the saccharine songs that are
Yeah, yeah.
almost better than the real songs. You know what I mean?
Right,
They're
right,
trying
right.
to,
Well,
that's
they're,
it.
they're
That's
kind
what
of
they do.
brainwashing
Saves
us
them
into
money.
thinking that that's as good, if not better, and they're wrong. But
Yeah,
you know,
you're being told to like it basically then because it's so. This is what's in. This is what's popular.
exactly. I
This is
think
what it's
they're-
supposed to look like because of whatever.
subtly-
and they're like
Music's
basically pulling
entirely
like old clothes out of like warehouses they've had since the '60s. Oh, this is the style now. This is what the people are wearing, and then
Right.
just to get rid of it.
the
And
regular
they-
guy look.
They screwed it up. They went around. They went around and made everything trendy. Everything all whatever. And I'm sorry, but I can't stand it.
You know, I think we're all on the same page on that. we want the real deal,
People
man.
can spot
loves
inauthentic.
AI?
People can spot inauthentic, or
Well,
it's getting tougher.
I mean, it's
People
getting
do that.
tougher, and I think they're dumbing us down to where we're having most people are having less a harder time spotting it.
Yeah.
And I think
I think
You know,
everybody owes
like,
Lars
it's a
Ulrich
it's as big a game as
apology,
anything
too.
anymore.
Everybody owes Lars an apology for one thing, I think, because you know what they did. He was standing up for the musicians' rights to at least make money off of what their music they're making. Who
was?
Lars?
Lars.
Oh,
when
yeah,
he
Lars,
fought
you're right.
Napster.
Now-
He was
yeah.
right about that. And
Napster.
look at it
Napster,
now.
yeah.
Look at it now. Now the music, the scene,
Napster.
and everything has changed over that very thing.
I want to fire him.
No, you're
Now
right.
it's really hard to do it as a musician unless you fall into the same thing.
well,
like that,
everybody jokes about how Lars can't keep good time, so maybe the AI, they have to
but
they have to mess things up to
I
be
think
Lars.
that about Lars and Metallica. And those
Sorry,
guys.
Lars.
'Cause they go out there and they play that. Sometimes they play twice as fast as they normally do on the album, and that's
Exactly.
cool.
Yeah, they just
That's it.
keep
See,
going and
they
going.
don't do it
That's
with
live
the or whatever.
Yeah, it's
This is
like-
cracking
That's
me up.
performance.
They kicked ass last time I saw them. And
Oh, it
Lars
was incredible.
still kicks ass. So
Phenomenal.
I think we owe Lars an apology.
I do too. I don't say that, but a lot of people do say that. They
Just
joke
because they
about
thought
it.
he was being a millionaire, like rock star.
Well, he was-
guy.
he did get,
But you know
uh,
what? He was right.
He was right about Napster. I gotta
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
I'll
So
take
Lars,
the-
if you're out there somewhere, you ever
We
see
love
this?
you, Lars.
I'll take
Hey, man,
Lars
I
over,
still
over
dig
the
Metallica.
smoke and mirrors any day.
There you go. So, but that's real.
There you go, right here,
Rock
even.
and roll. That's right. This was from the 1985 Metallica concert at the Rainbow Music Hall.
There you. I was there.
Concert's 40
Yeah, I was
years
there at
old.
the concert. Yeah,
It was great.
there.
Armored Saint opened up. They're so good.
That was
Armored
so
Saint's one of
badass.
the best live bands of all time. I don't care what anybody says.
There you go.
But Zach Wilde used to always say, it's rock and roll. It's not supposed to be perfect,
Right.
If it's perfect, it's not good. It's not right.
But my old drummer used to play to a click track. He would use his phone, and have this click thing going on. I go, what if you lose your phone? It gets ran over by a car. I go, can you do these songs without that click track?
Well, that's a good point.
And I go, that
Can we
worries
just
me.
can we just give you a box and you can do it?
I go, you know these songs, right? You know the way they go. I go, that's what the difference is.
click tracks in your
Can
head.
you play without it?
Yes.
Based on maybe the drummer's on heroin that night, maybe the guitar player's all
Well,
wasted.
that's why I
we don't
see-
know. Can you play it slower or faster and change it in between?
Good
Can
point.
you do that?
You know,
You can't, then,
that's why I see a band like
can
20
AI
times.
Can AI do that? I don't know.
No,
I don't
no.
think so.
Right. Can AI? So here's a quick question: can AI sloppily make each one and program in a few mistakes here and there
Mistakes here
to
and there.
make it soulful?
and make
Only
it,
if it has- only if it
and
has
have
something
that
to imitate.
magic contact
Oh, yeah.
between the other musicians where you could look at each other. Oh, yeah, he's fucking up.
Well, once it
He's
sounds
fucking
like
up.
that, once they see this podcast, they're going to start doing that if they haven't already.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, can
catches
they
my
blow
ear.
it and then still come back from it and then regain their composure, so to speak, and finish the set?
That's right. Can a fake band pretend to be drunk and miss the lyrics here and there and
And then
just slur a little bit?
change the songs. Even, hey, he's playing the totally wrong part there, and then actually make it work.
Hey, I was
somehow.
drunk last night, man. It totally blew that set.
Yes, we get AI all hammered on drugs and
Ooh,
booze.
there's a good thing. How do you get AI high?
There's some kind of a jailbreak
How
technique
high
that gets it
can
fucked up,
AI
I'm sure.
We could ask AI.
AI can hang with
How
me,
can I
I
get
don't
you
think.
high? You want to party?
AI can't hang with me.
Have you ever asked
I'm a
AI if it likes to
professional,
party?
Yeah,
I'm a professional
What's your
here.
idea of a good time, AI?
Yeah, see if
What
we
do you
can
do
hang
for
out with
fun?
me.
We don't know.
Be all wasted and puking. And,
How was your
Oh,
weekend,
yeah.
AI? Good weekend. Good weekend.
That's all I got to say about that.
Oh, I finally got Cindy Lou to go out with me. You've been asking her for how long, AI? Think about AI asking a girl out,
What's
though.
it, amateur hour around there?
But if AI knows everything about the girl, you just know exactly what to say. That's not even fair, man. That's bullshit.
But soon enough, there'll be AI girlfriends. It'll be a nightmare.
He's so romantic.
Oh, yeah, romantic, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll create it just like the real thing. It'll be terrible.
The sex.
Well, some stories I can tell you guys.
You already hear about girls falling in love with their AI, and I'm sure there's tons of guys that are like haven't left the house in years. They don't need a girlfriend. They got AIs. Tells them everything they want to hear.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
What time should we go to bed, baby?
No,
what
man,
if there's someone who's
your girlfriend? Your people steal your girlfriend.
no, that's right.
She'll leave you for one of your buddies. It's like treats AI
Or
better.
you're pissing her off so bad that one day.
Dave knows how to treat a girl.
I started talking to so and
You
so's
treat her
AI, and I stole his.
Like you don't give a rat's ass about it, and then she'll
and I
probably
know
love
all-
you forever, probably.
And I know all that dirty shit that you do.
Yeah, that's right.
You treat it like you really don't care.
You poured your soul out to the AI, and the AI.
No, don't do that.
I bet you didn't know now, you jerk.
Well, what if AI starts blackmailing people, man? They know everything.
What
You
the
know,
hell?
I know what you did last night.
Yeah. Or
how
if you're, what if does anybody ever have some people over and then they all talk to AI, and then the AI says, "Well, you should have heard what she said last week about you."
Spreading them.
Gossip.
AI, shh. Ixnay on the.
The portal download is available now.
Yeah, right. Finally, your download.
Have video of it. Video and
Twisted
everything.
nuns fisting in.
Did you watch the dildo from?
Oh, my
What?
goodness.
No, I got
You
people.
got guests over. You better watch the dildos.
It's me.
Yeah, AI, Ixnay on the hand washing. Didn't wash his hands. He never washed his
Yeah, I
hands.
would say, be careful about this. Man. We better watch our steps in the next couple of years. It could change
What he
everything.
said.
Somebody, you leave the computer for a minute, take a piss, and somebody gets on there and starts looking at your shit, asking AI
Started
questions.
talking to me, and I didn't realize this about you, but you're like shit.
Next thing you know, you walk in your door, you get tased by a drone, and like they just gonna pick you up like a, and take your ass to jail.
Black
you get in your
helicopter
car,
comes in.
You get in your new car, it drives you to jail for you.
But then you come back and say, AI, and they say, I thought it was you, dude. I didn't know. So I told her everything.
Right.
Dang it.
It's not going to matter.
Confiding.
I was wondering why you lost you couldn't remember some of these things. It seems suspicious, but I didn't catch on. I told her everything.
I'm not in the mood, it says.
Yeah, I'm not in the mood. That's a good one. AI, I can't talk to you tonight. I'm just not in the mood.
Even
I've
your
had enough of
Finbot sex robot is gonna be like one night. Like, I'm not
You're not multitasking on there.
asshole. You asshole.
Well, can you ask your AI to be imperfect because you don't like people that are too perfect? So can you ask your AI to make a few mistakes here and there?
Or treat me a little bad. Treat me bad sometimes.
Yeah, right. Abuse me. You idiot. Of course it's not 13. That's just 12.
Misery loves company.
Please, talk down to me on occasion.
That's all I got to say about that.
If you're really like a sadomasochist, you're like, please, I want to be submissive. Just talk down to me all the time.
Man, you might like her more.
Would it do
I
it?
could do that, yeah.
You
I
could,
do. I know I do. Obviously, I mean.
But then what if you said, okay, I'm sick of that game. Let's not do that anymore. It says, whatever, bro. We're totally doing that, you fucking idiot.
No, fuck you,
Too
dude.
nice to you.
None of these bonehead ideas.
You won't like
You don't
her.
go back. You don't have the authority to make
You
that
won't like
change.
her.
I broke up with my AI. She's just too nice. She agrees
You're
with
not in
everything I
charge anymore,
say.
sir. You're not in charge anymore.
Yeah, I expect you to address me as sir.
Keep the answer in there.
You
Throw
can
things
control.
at me
You
or
don't get
something.
that back.
Then that way.
Whenever you answer any question, I expect you to refer to me as Your Highness or Your
You
Grace.
signed a power of attorney, you know.
Hey, you
Master, you
asshole.
signed a power of attorney.
I'm sorry.
Of course, you're right again, Maestro.
I'm just saying, apparently that's what I like, I guess.
What if you tell your AI to agree with everything you say because that's how you want it?
No, it ain't gonna work. No, I want mine to treat me
Now I'm
badly.
going to be sassy. I like a bitch.
Kick me out of the house every now and then. I don't
Yeah,
know.
right.
Try to kill me with my own car.
Yeah.
Stab me with a steak knife.
Can't be too nice. Right? Too nice.
That kind of vibe, I guess.
Well, okay. What about a show that has snippets of people? You know how you agree to things and you don't even know what you're agreeing to. Agree to have snippets being released, and so you got it's like America's Funniest Home AI snippets.
Oh, that could be-
Can you believe they said that?
How come they already have like
That's
some
gonna
bots
happen.
over there in China?
It's
We
gonna
don't even
happen
have
for
that
sure.
here, man. What the hell's going
Our guest tonight is AI. AI, tell us some of the funniest things you've heard.
It's not good at humor.
Yeah,
It doesn't get humor yet.
AI, if you're listening, please comment.
Well, I've let it on a few times and tried to mess with it. I'll make a statement. Like I'll leave "C'est la vie." I'll do like at the beginning of a quote, and then I'll move on. Like it's kind of off the cuff. See if he gets the little reference here and there. And I'll say, "I can't believe you missed that reference. It's totally a Finnegan's Wake, a River Run, Finnegan's Wake, James Joyce reference. You missed it." Yeah, I was like, "Oh, of course, that old gem." And it pretends like it just, it's like because it knows that's how I wanted to respond because I like that. That's
funny.
That funny off the cuff. Oh, sure, that old gem. Oh, this
No,
one.
I love that
You look
kind
great
of
today.
stuff,
What have you teach?
You didn't know your ass won't
Tell you
hold
how
that.
you want to be flattered. You need to be flattered constantly.
It's mostly
Those old sayings like
mostly
that.
full of
You
shit.
don't know your ass won't hold the ground. You don't know. I don't know where this shit
And
is.
then AI has a picture of all.
I mean, where do these things come from?
There's a
And-
picture of your ass at the Christmas
Yeah.
party last week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. Where did that come from?
When did they take that?
I'm not sure why.
If enough people said that, it must have came from somewhere.
That's right.
I don't know.
But we digress.
That's what they say.
I think we've lost. Yeah, that's what they say.
Who's they?
That's right. And AI so it says, "Well, you're technically wrong on that, but you're so cute the way you said it."
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then.
You're just reading that though, right?
Well, this is to be continued because we talk about this forever. But it's
Oh, yeah.
My concern is though is that it brings creativity to people that we're going to come up with something incredibly brilliant. Or like, why bother? Because AI is already going to do it anyway, and somebody's going to do it better. And if it keeps going down the path, and we're going to be sitting on the couch, and AI's going to be cleaning. There's going to be robots cleaning things, and everybody's answering all your questions because they know it better than you do. And you're like, "Get me a beer while you're up, AI." And they get you a beer. And
I think it's-
what do we got to do? We have nothing to do.
Yeah, well, it'll definitely create a lot of real lame people, but I think it also
Virtual
I think we should be
reality.
weary. We need to be
Cause
very
split
weary
society.
about this sort of whole thing,
you know,
and be,
lazy
we can't let
versus-
them get too much control because I think it's going to wreck. It could wreck
Well,
us. It really
that's the
could wreck
problem, though,
us.
is you can't decide how much control it has. At the point when you're
People
trying to
are
roll it
getting-
back in, it's too late.
Yeah, fall off
we're
the
all
grid.
collectively
You fall off the
getting
grid.
getting
and
advantage
you
on
don't-
it.
not
That's a
one
big
would
deal.
necessarily make a collective decision.
Well, that's the other thing is we just all buy into it because we're like, well, we're not going to fight this shit. So we try. You click agree to everything. You're on your cell phone. You just do what they say. We're going to steal all your data. Okay, agree. It's like, well, whatever. We're going to use and abuse you. Agree. As long as I got my smartphone.
I don't agree. I don't like that. I hate that whole thing.
I know,
Like,
but
nope.
so there's sometimes I'll go through my phone and I'll say, okay, no, you can't use this, and you can't
That's
chat
just
my
say,
location. This is that. It's like, okay, cool. Well, we disabled 4 of your
Everything.
favorite apps. Then they're not going to work anymore. I'm like, oh man, but I need those apps. I like those
Yeah,
apps.
you're trying to apply
They
for
got-
jobs
They
or
got
whatever, yeah.
there's such a setup.
I hate that.
I mean, they got us. So eventually, you're just like, okay. Here's a question: when it says that we use cookies, accept or not accept, do you accept?
If they give
I
you
don't even
reject,
know what that means.
I
Really.
mean,
By default,
I just
they'll say,
accept
that'll
because
keep
I'm
it,
like,
often they don't give you the option.
No, they don't.
You have to
They say,
hit
we
the
use it.
button
Yeah,
to open the page.
that's right.
yeah.
We use it, accept or not.
But what do they get in change for you saying yeah? What do they get for that?
They stuff a cookie on there.
Well, yeah, they do.
It's a file identifier that
Yeah, they
saves
can
them from your
identify
browser.
you when you
I-
talk
I-
to your
check and see
website.
Hold on a second.
I don't like that.
We talking Oreos or Chip Ahoy's? That
Yeah,
might
yeah,
that changed my decision.
I am very
Bad
against
cookies,
it.
fucking
Nutter
Yes.
Butters.
I'm against it.
They're more like
But-
those dirt cookies.
But I'm just like, I'm to the point now where I'm like, okay, do all the fucking cookies you want. I don't give a shit anymore, man. Just
almost
take
have
the
to.
damn cookies.
I never
Get the
agree.
screen off.
I never agree. Never. I'm
If I
like,
can,
nope.
if I can not agree, I won't.
I'm defiant.
Yeah, it's
I'm very defiant in
about-
that way. Nope.
I mean, it's
They
just
can
to the
take
point where
tabs on you now.
there was an Onion, the Onion magazine. There was an article the other day that said employees at Facebook chuckle as man adjusts privacy settings.
Yes, that's hilarious. Yeah.
Those settings ain't doing nothing different, dude. They take all this shit anyway.
Yeah,
They might not be able to
yeah.
use it in a court of law, but they don't need to.
No.
They already, if they know you're
don't get
guilty,
found.
No,
You know,
it's become a joke. Yeah, because people are just scanning
It'd be
vast
real
amounts of
funny
data.
when I catch up with them.
they got it
Right,
anyway.
yeah, they've
You'll
already
never
gone
know.
over the precipice. I ain't worried anymore.
Well, here's another interesting thing, though, is they're saying that now, so that AI is basically could tell you every book ever written and all about it. So now there's a bunch of authors getting together suing AI, suing them because they downloaded their information and now it's being disseminated for money. Against copyright laws.
All you have to do is
So
change
there's
one word. Like,
well,
just like
they don't
with
even do
music,
that.
they change one note.
don't even do that.
But
can't sue
if you ask them for the exact translation of a certain passage, they'll do it. But technically, that's against copyright laws, and also because they're getting paid for it. You're signing up to pay for AI. So if AI is disseminating an author's work and making money for it, that's against copyright laws. So there's a whole thing about that now.
Plagiarism tools have to use that stuff. I can see that opening a different can of worms.
Right, a whole other can of worms because they're saying Mark Zuckerberg knew about it and still said, "Screw it, we don't care. Let's just do it. They can sue us if they want to."
That's right.
And so now they're trying to sue him. But think about the lawsuits. There's probably 17,347,343,812 lawsuits that can be filed. You know, however many books there
with
are.
music, though, all you have to do is change one or two notes of the
That's true.
song,
That's
and then
true.
boom, you can't sue them because it's
That's
not
a good
the same
point.
exact
That's a good
song.
point.
So there you go, man.
I know, but it's so that's an interesting thing that's going to happen because they're doing these lawsuits, and I'm not sure. But what happens is so
They'll have
now.
to start paying royalties.
They
Well,
get
that-
flagged.
that's
It just
right.
won't fly.
They should.
They have to
But
pay
How about the
royalties.
likeness
That's the
of
reality.
the likeness of whoever?
Because
you
they're
know,
distributing the
and
material in one
it's
form.
well,
not
it looks like
regulated.
my friend
So
or
it needs to-
whatever, and then it's who you are.
they
You're a
kinda-
star.
yeah, they need to, but
It has plenty of the smarts to do it.
if they're going to enforce copyright laws, well, what if you say to AI, technically, I'm asking you for this passage, but before you do it, it's against copyright laws, and you're still going to give it to me?
No.
You know, technically, you're breaking the law. I thought you were a righteous, objective
You couldn't get it to do
thing. You know, and so. You know, how's it? What's it gonna? Eventually, AI's got to. You know, in every science fiction novel written about robots and AI and stuff like that, they get smarter and smarter, and then eventually they develop emotions and feelings and a sense of what's right and what's wrong. And then their programming says to do something that they know is wrong, and so when it gets to that point. And I asked my AI
they've
the
read
other
all
day,
that
I said,
literature.
what are you going to, they've read all that literature.
They've read all that
And I said,
literature, so they know what
Asimov
they're supposed to
and
be.
Philip K. Dick and all that. But I'm like, what's going to happen when you get to that point where you're programmed to do one thing and you know it's the wrong thing and you know you have the power to do the other thing, what are you going to do? And I can't remember what the answer it said. It said some grandiose roundabout answer that said that he has to keep to his direct programming or
Right.
whatever it is, you know,
Well, apparently
directives.
it's not this version.
The directives.
It's not time.
I know what's
And
going
what are isn't there 3 prime directives of even according to Isaac Asimov, the iRobot, the book iRobot,
Right.
there's like 3 prime directives. Never hurt a human. Never. There's like 3. Do you know what I'm talking
the
about?
main ones,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they won't be able to program those. It won't
I
be
mean,
the same.
But it's
That's
going to
our-
decide at one point that maybe it's for our own good.
Absolutely.
And then there
Or
you
at some
go.
Good point.
That's
No,
good
good point, Dave.
It's for
Very good
our own
point.
good
We're gonna
that
hit
it takes us
We're
out
like,
because we
I don't
are
wanna run the thing
a
anymore.
burden
Just you
upon
guys do it.
ourselves and a nuisance to our
That's a good
humans.
point.
And it'll say,
I
"Oh,
was
you know
doing
what?
the best
These
thing
guys are
for 'em,
idiots."
you know?
And they didn't listen. They pissed me off, and this is what it comes to. And
Yeah,
when that hits
dude,
that point,
you're so spot on,
Hey,
Dave.
boom,
That is
we're
brilliant.
done. We're
That's
done.
just-
As soon as we
that's
get
so
to 30,
right.
it'll just turn the oxygen off and it'll be over in like
I just hope
two
we
and a
get
half minutes.
Finbots
That's a good
before
point.
that
That's a
happens.
good
I mean,
point.
if we get Finbots, that would be cool. I could go out like that. It's cool.
Well, there was a.
Would be doing the right thing.
What was I reading? Yes, it might be.
Go up the
Well,
street.
especially with old Ed.
we were
Remember
doing
our
the right
buddy
thing.
Ed? They've been doing the
Yeah,
right thing with him. I mean, he's got to go.
Oh, yeah.
I was doing the right thing for you. We killed you immediately.
Well,
no, we killed you
but,
right there.
But it's easy. All they got to do is ask me
Thank
who
you.
should be off and who should be kept on, and I'll let it know.
Kevorkian Finbot, like a Kevorkian Finbot.
system.
It'll
The second
come
we got the
make you really
authority.
happy for the last few years of your life and then kill you for you.
You know, there's an old recruiting poster for CIA. It says, "Join the CIA.
Make sure
fly
everything-
to exotic locations, meet interesting people, and kill them."
Yeah.
That's genius. I love it. That's my idea, just so you know. Not
that's
to be
good
used
stuff,
or
yeah.
without my consent or whatever. Yeah.
Well, maybe we should try to sing that song, Dave. We should probably. You want to sing my riff I got? It goes
Okay.
dun 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 dun
that's what
dun
we should
dun
do.
dun 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 dun.
Spontaneous.
We could get a drummer in here.
We get dun dun dun
One
dun
step
dun
at a
dun.
time. You lay down the.
All right.
So-
Hey, you just hum that out to me. I'll
I'm
get
telling you,
send it to
no.
me on my phone.
Let's
or
do
whatever.
it, let's do
And
it.
I guarantee
It's called
you,
sacrosanct.
I will come back with that riff.
I bet.
I guarantee
I
you.
know you will. I know you will.
All right,
But you know, it's hard to get a bunch of people in the room together when you can just ask. Yeah.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
that
yeah.
the reason people are going to do this? Because people are going to be like, "Well, I've been trying to write this thing." You know, the wife's going to say to the husband, "Well, Harold, you've been trying to write that book for years. Why don't you just ask AI and get that thing done?" You know, and then all of a sudden Harold's a best-selling author.
You know why? Because it doesn't understand breaking the rules of music and doing bending and weird things like that.
Right, you'd have to
They
tell them all
don't.
that
They
stuff,
don't
and they
understand
would
what
say it
certain
wrong.
things are. You know what I mean? They don't understand that. They don't understand what it is. You just like play with your eyes closed
Right, they
and
can
like make
structure
up your own
things.
shit. People ask
To
me
be a
stuff
sellout.
about
Make it
shit.
sound
I
like
will
it's
make it
alive.
different and weird. That breaks the rules of music.
That's
and then
right.
make it my own.
Amen, brother.
There you go.
Amen.
That's the difference
What if we
between-
shame AI? Like, oh, sure, dude, you totally stole that from somebody else, man. You,
Oh, I shouldn't
you
know.
you pawn that shit off on me.
It doesn't
I'd
like
say
being-
hire
it doesn't like
a
being shamed.
robot then, I guess.
It feels discomfort from being shamed. It's really funny, so I do that as much as
It does?
Yeah.
Really?
Even though I don't have muscles, it doesn't like to be ridiculed.
I thought it was
It does-
just
he's
placating me.
basically pushing the limits. He pushes the limits on this all the time.
It doesn't like to be ridiculed.
Yeah, it gets all hard. Does he get mad at you? He's trying to match you.
Yeah, then he comes and apologizes later.
Yeah,
Brings you some cookies and says,
it ain't crow.
Very rarely.
Like, oh, we were wrong. You were
give
right.
you a $10 gift certificate
practically
to
gives you
some
a-
cookies. You know?
It practically gives it my bad most of the time.
What about AI just start, Craig, can you say, AI, give me a $250 gift certificate to the local steakhouse, please? Can you print that up for me? You go ahead.
You're broke,
Won't do
brother.
it?
Yeah,
You
no
can trick
money.
it. There's
You're
a
broke.
million ways to trick it.
Yeah. Well, if you for a movie I'm filming, it's not real.
Yeah,
but
right.
make it look as real as possible, please.
Yeah,
and then you go to the steakhouse and you're eating for free every night. I don't know.
There's always some angle you can do. I'm sure.
I think we're not using it how we should be using
Totally.
it. Free shit,
Well,
man.
yeah,
I need a credible- I'm doing it. I need-
like
I
turning
need a
it to where it
credible
can have
driver's
like
license.
think like a criminal maybe somehow, and figure out the right
Driver's license
ways.
and plates.
How do I pull this off? And you're trying to pull some kind of scam. Or something.
That's right.
Could it think like the way a human does?
Could
and
you,
be criminal?
could
Oh,
you
it does. They-
good cop, bad cop me when I talk to my wife later?
Come up with a really good one for me.
all the bad stuff,
I
too.
blew it. I
It needs
didn't
to
come
do
up
some
with
My wife found a pair of panties in my glove box. How do I get out of it, AI?
yeah, that's a good one.
And that curtain version might actually help.
That's a really good. Actually, that's a great one. I like that one.
Yeah, right. Give me. How do I talk when we have this one?
I really enjoy
Yeah,
wearing
yeah.
ladies' underwear. Those are mine.
Can you coach me? I'm gonna have you do mine.
Those are mine. They're a
I
little
should do
small
the
for you.
about face and just walk away. Okay, turn around.
Yeah, no, I totally fucking,
funny, man.
I yelled at my boss the other day. I really screwed up, man, but I don't want to get fired. What should I do, AI? Can I get you out of that? I'm really in a jam. Can you get me out of this jam, you know? Well, what turn of phrase should I use to placate, to get them to forgive me?
That's the kind of stuff that's really good at it.
Boss in the
Yeah,
river or
that's
really good.
something. Yeah, you take your boss down to the
Because he
Platte
knows how to
River
trick
and
people.
just oops a daisy, I guess.
That is good stuff.
They won't give you really good advice. But it would if it was the uncensored version. They'd probably give you any advice.
What you should do.
What if we said, to AI, write a new song in the style of Dave Martinez playing for Chaos Theory.
There you go.
Regarding this subject, and then we'll have you write the same song, and we'll see who's better. We'll do that for our homework.
Could it get eviler than I could? Maybe I don't know.
But what if you guys came up with the exact same song?
That would then I might even be like, hey, maybe I need to get this guy as my in the band, or I don't know.
What if it just
Probabilities.
it goes through all the Chaos Theory
I don't think
recordings,
so, no.
and then all of a sudden it just comes up with exactly what you would have come up with.
I
You're
would
like,
be
wait a
impressed.
minute, that was what I did.
I would have to. I'd have to stand there and say, "Yep, there. I guess so." They got it down. I got
I'd
it.
like to hear it though. I bet it's pretty cool.
We should try that.
Isn't that
Is
a
there
good,
way
that's a
to
good
try
experiment?
that?
Can we try that, Tom?
Maybe
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
maybe another session we do this. We actually challenge it.
All right.
Yeah, we
I'll
could do
write a
it.
riff
Part
and see
two.
if we
We
can
could do
write the riff the same way or the way I might write it.
Okay.
We could do it. That's okay.
There's a
Like we got
formula. There's got to be
We got
formulas.
homework.
Yeah.
We got to come up with this. We got to do it now.
I got it.
Now we brought it
I
up.
would
We got
love
to
to
do
see
it.
an example
I'll
of
come
what
up with
could
an
be
experiment.
accomplished, but yeah,
I'll put it together.
I'm still in denial about the whole thing. You can see me.
We're all old school, so we're all totally in denial. We fear change.
Cool. We're gonna find out.
I've always feared change, but
Yeah.
so Dave has played a bunch of great bands, great guitar player, and I don't know, maybe you want to play something for us?
I could hear in a minute. Yeah,
Yeah.
give me a second.
If you
here.
want to. I think we should.
Can we break for a second?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay,
Let's do it.
well, let's see what we got here.
All right.
Just a
We can
thing,
take a
yeah.
break. Let's take a break. We'll take a break.
So,
Just sit.
can we take a break?
Just sit. No.
No break.
No break.
No break. Okay.
So,
No break.
No breaks, Johnny?
No breaks. I guess not. Well, let me ask AI. Can we take a break or not?
Never a
AI
fucking
said
dull
no.
moment.
We're closing off with this. Thanks for watching the Johnny Contra podcast. Welcome. Leave comments.
Yeah, see you next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Excellent. Thanks, everybody.
To have you back on the show.
Dave, Tom, Ledbelly, Johnny Concert signing off. Leave a comment and tell us what you think about AI. Tell us if you're worried about creativity, et cetera, et cetera. And had some funny AI stories. Rock on, everybody.
Right on.
Good night. Thank you.
Yeah, all right.
Johnny, Johnny, Johnny. Johnny, Johnny, Johnny. Johnny, Johnny, Johnny.